Hey everybody, how's it going? I just got back from going to my see my daughters in town, about an hour away, and I was watching a video. I won't mention who because I like the guy, but he's talking about some stuff going on in the world and whose fault it may be or not be. I'm trying to get my phone set up where I can Mickey Mouse it into order somehow because I'm learning how to I'll live in my road Shrek. I'm actually living in it now as we speak. So if I can get this camera to work, it could be a good day. But I got so much junk in here right now, it's ridiculous. So I'm just trying to force this thing up, but it doesn't want to force up. It just gets worse the more I do it. Um, okay, so the water jug might actually be our friend tonight to hold that up in place. Sorry about that. You might as well do all this stuff live. Um, So talking about politics and all the baloney going on and the January 6th January 6th insurrection and the coming elections and all that. It's amazing how the left thinks that they're right and the right thinks that they're right. It's amazing. I look at these people and I'm laughing. It's like, you know what? You're all wrong. You're all 100% wrong. We are an owned creation. We are 100% owned. Okay, and I texted this to such a group in this way. I said we are owned. Okay, we're not a free creation. We are owned. Okay, we're not free, not for a second. What do you think all this animosity, all this fighting, all this arguments going on, all this everybody's trying to grab for whatever they can. This fiat system, this money system that we have, that we go after this fake money to get we got to build up our dollar bills, and they play their games with the economy and all this stuff, this fake stock market and all this other stuff going on. One week it's way high, one week it's way low. We're averaging down, and I know the game is on the ups and downs. Don't get me wrong, I understand the game, but if you look back in a year, we lost. I think it's close to 3 to 4 thousand. We'll go with two. I haven't looked at it because it has gone up a little bit. We lost an average of 2,000 on the stock market. We're averaging down. We're not averaging up anymore. Okay, what they're going to do different this time than they did in 2008 is they are going to slowly bring down the market so it does not panic. And that's fine, whatever, do whatever you want. They're going to have inflation, and they're going to correct it, then they're going to throw out some more stimmy money, you know. Um, Keep in mind the dollar bill, they could give two rats rear ends how many of them dollar bills you have. As long as that dollar bill that gets put in your hand buys food that has tax on it, or buys some like my two batteries that I bought, my two silica salt batteries that I have, 250 amp hours each. I don't know if I'll do that again. 161 pounds a piece. Those suckers were heavy. It's like, wow. But I got them in place. That's what I wanted. I understand. I checked them all out from the AGM to the LifePo to the everything between. These are right down the middle, and they can handle deep freezes and they can handle high temperatures. And I'm going to be in both those locations in the course of a year. I got relatives up in Maine. I'm out here in Massachusetts. It gets cold out here. I had a lot of trouble through the winter out here because, well, I had no batteries at the time. But I was just thinking, if I ain't blowing heat in this thing all day long, I'm gonna have no power because the the um the LifePro batteries don't work under certain temperatures and they freeze and then you can ruin them. And I don't want to babysit stuff any more than I absolutely have to. But sorry, I sidetracked. Back to the world. I mean, I was listening to I allegedly, and he's not the one that said this. It was another guy. Kind of caught me off guard. Um, Kind of a big influencer in the RV world. So you'll probably figure out who it was. And he's not wrong. That's not what I'm getting. He's not wrong. But we always throw out the baby with the bathwater in this world. Okay. I'm not 1 ounce religious. There's no religious in me. I don't believe in any religions on this planet. Are all man-made. There's only one man that came here that wanted to have a relationship with us, and we stuck the sucker on a cross. Okay, it wasn't just the Jewish people that did it. If the Jewish people didn't do it, we would have done it. Okay, so don't stop with the pointing fingers everywhere, pointing right at you. My fault. I'm in this situation, in this world. Okay, my fault. I chose this. I wasn't there that day, but you're born and you're given choices. Yeah, you're told what to do, you're told what to think, you're told some stuff you're not told about. Well, it's up to you to figure it out. And, and these guys come up with these things, because somebody said something goes a certain way. Oh, my daughter, we were watching a movie. We were watching that movie. I think it's called Ambulance. Basically, it's a bank robbery, and they hijack an ambulance, and the girl's gonna save the guy through the whole driving because they won't stop at a hospital, dump them two off because they needed them as hostages, whatever. So the crux of the story is the ambulance driver, before he got kicked out of the ambulance and punched in the face or knocked out, he had come back later in the movie. But my daughter's got it confused with, and she might be right, maybe I got it confused. I thought it was him that came back in the movie and said something to this particular girl. She thinks it's that doctor that she was dating that she kind of blew off after med school and never called him again. I tend to think it wasn't the doctor. I think it was that other driver. But we all believe what we believe. But you know what the answer to that problem is? Watch the movie again. Watch the whole movie again. Everybody shuts up. Everybody listens, and listen to what's said and listen to what's not said. Okay? I don't know who's right. I mean, I've been a Republican my whole life. Okay? And when I saw the, and I don't care if you like the guy or not. Okay? Number 45. I don't care. I don't know if it's a big X word in this thing still or not. But I'm not getting into their bullshit. Sorry for the word bullshit, but it is bullshit. Okay, I don't care if you want to say everything was counted. I say it wasn't. Okay, there's enough dirt. They made it so dirty that you couldn't tell what's up if you tried. This was a bunch of train cars crashing together. A northbound and southbound came and they collided, and the cars started mixing all up. The left and right mixed all up and got all confused, and now we don't know who's what. But at the end of the day, doesn't matter who won or lost, his own party would not back him up. Oh, why? Because he texted wrong? He didn't do it right? Or was he an outsider, not one of them? You got to remember, what's a politician? Somebody that wants to be in control. That's it. They want to be in control. Let's see if I can do this without the glasses. I'm going to wink at you because I want to see you, but it doesn't matter if I see you or not, as long as you see me. These entities, these people want to be in control. It's in the whole world. Everybody wants to have control of something. Not something, a group of people. They all want to be in control of a group of people, okay? You think you're free in this country? I don't know. What happened when the big sit-down session? Did you feel free anymore? You couldn't roam around as free as you wanted because we're not free. We're owned. We're owned by the United States system. Russia, the Russian system. China, the China system. North Korea, the North Korean system. South Korea, South Korean system. England, the England system. Okay? They're all in. Did I get them? I think I did. Little Gannett. I think they're called Sea Nothings. I don't know why they're up here this year, up in Massachusetts. My sisters are. They're not supposed to be around here, but tell you what, the little suckers get through screens. This is not good. But I'm hoping that season ends quick because those little suckers bite, man. They hurt. But we are owned. We are a owned creation. Okay. When you go to the store, okay. Let's just say you go to the store. You go to a pet store. You get a pet. Do you take the pet, buy the pet or whatever, pay for the pet, and then let it go free? No. You bring it home. You own it. It stays in your possession. I'm in this Class B road track. Okay. If I had a pet, it would be in here with me. I'd tie it off to a tire if it wanted to stay outside, under the awning on the side. It would stay. I own that animal. Okay? We're a creation, whether we want to believe it or not. We're not a petri dish creation. We don't just show up and we're going to just end one day. There's more to this. There's more to this. I don't have to mention names. I will at some point here. Um, but you're owned by one of two entities, good or evil. Now, not you're good or evil. We're evil. Okay? We get the sharpest tongue of every creation that God ever created. Okay? And he did it because he wants us, he put free will in place. He wants us to be free as he can make a creation. And hopefully we'll all come back to him. But sad to say, very few will come back to him. So you have to realize that you're owned. You're either owned by the devil or you're owned by God. And to be owned by God, you have to accept his door. And my opinion of that door is Jesus Christ. That's what I'm sticking with. And I will go to my grave, the rapture, the end of the world, whatever you want to call it, with that is my final answer. I don't deviate from that. I don't care what you say, what you do. I will not deviate from that because I've seen too much. Okay, I see my late wife struggle with religion. She accepted Jesus Christ as a Lord and Savior, but she struggled with religion. Okay, religion is a sideshow. Remember, Jesus wasn't invited into our churches. I mean, look at the well, what he opened his ministry by making a whip, and he went into his father's house. He never called it his. He said his father's house. Okay, remember that too. Okay, and he had to whip a few people or whatever he did with the whip. Okay, and how did he close his ministry? With a whip again. Told them, y'all didn't listen to nothing I had to say. I've been here for 3.5 years. Been here for 33 years total. You haven't heard nothing, but you know enough now for the difference. It's not a well, it is very black and white. Here's what I told. I was talking to my brother tonight, and my poor family has to listen to me. I'm very basic with my thinking now. I just went to Aldi's, okay, today, and I bought probably, hopefully, almost a month's worth of food for $65, okay? I go to Big White down the street over here, and I'll spend $130 to $160 over here, easily, getting the same stuff, you know? And I'm like, why does the price have to be so different, you know? Why? Because it's a uppity store, it's a, ooh, look at me store. I'm like, I'm all set with that. I don't need that kind of food, you know? But I'm also going heavy back into potatoes because I'm going to minimize, my money's going to stretch, you know. That's the choice I'm making. I'm going to make my money stretch, and that's it, you know. But I told my brother, I says, all this stuff on this planet, every single, I got another thought too. Okay. Well, I told my brother, and I'll go back to what I said to my mother one day, after I accepted the Lord. It's kind of unique how basic I am. I don't know if anybody in the church we were involved with down in Louisiana. I don't know if anybody thinking like this either. But I told my brother, I says, all this stuff going on, all this running around, all this trying to get money, all this jobs, and all this stuff you're gonna keep doing in this system for your freedom, if you will. You know what I mean? I got this van registered in South Dakota, so the system doesn't have its claws in me so much. You know, I'm a little bit more free. Yeah, I got to head out there, get my license, hopefully sometime this summer. Once I get the van, well, let me show you the van real quick. Currently, this is how I'm living. This is bad. This is bad, real bad. But this is my. I'm just back tonight, but I'm gonna fix my bed up back here. It's 2 twin mattresses. One's cut down. I think I took 4. No, I took more than that off. What do I got back here? Yeah, it's cut right here. So I probably got maybe 1.5 feet. I don't know if you can see that. 1.5 feet. Then I took off the 37. I took, I think, 2 inches off of this one. So it's probably a full bed. You know, it's comfortable. I can fit the long way. It's a little bit over 6'1" or 2 wide, which I was surprised it was even that wide, but it works. This used to be where the bathroom, the black tank's still there. I just got it covered, but I just kind of jammed everything around because I'm working I'm working on this area right now. So those are my. Let me unplug this. Those are my two batteries that I have. So I got that's I'm being the house lights are on that now. And I just got them 12 volt. But this is my back. This is my front seat right now. I just got everything piled up there. My caulk, my oil, my antifreeze. That's the old battery that's underneath there. So it's a mess. Total mess going on right now. And I'm choosing to live like this. I don't know for how long. I always try. I always try stuff to its fullest. I don't try stuff to its fullest. I commit to it fully. Okay. Um, I like the simplicity that this brings. But let me go back to my brother. Okay. We were talking tonight, and I just blurted out after we had my sister made dinner, very nice dinner. We had steak tips, some potato, and all on the grill. So it was really good because me and my brother just got back out to my sister's, which is where I'm currently living. He's here doing a project that I'm kind of just helping out when he needs an extra hand. Um, but he said something. I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to put the simple to life. We are born simply to realize that we are owned and that we need to decide who we want to be owned by. And that's what according to who you choose, and by not choosing, you choose to go to hell automatically. We're automatically cursed to go to hell. But God made a way out. Accept my son Jesus. You're going to go through this shit anyway. You might as well accept my son Jesus. Why not? You're going to go through it. Do you think I wanted to have a late wife? Do you think I even wanted a divorce under my belt? No, I don't want either one of them. Do you think I wanted to put two girls through a divorce relationship? No, I don't want any part of that. But I'm in it based on choices, you know. Um, my late wife passed away surprisingly, and I just found out last week. She had what is it? I got it written down here. Hold on, I'm gonna have to put the goggles back on. These are the late night ones. They're more, no, those are the late night ones. Later at night, the stronger they gotta be. It was a natural death. 49 is not a natural death. Bilateral pulmonary embolism. Okay, so she basically blood clots in both of her lungs. That's what she died from. So that was her probably feeling very confined. And what I'll say is she got really sick late 1919. Sorry, 2019, 1919. Jeez, she wasn't that old. Late 2019, she got sick, really sick, had a bad cold. We later found out that it may have been the sitting session that to that caliber, that bad. But I've had double pneumonia, and I've had what's the other one? Pneumonia and the flu. The flu? No, I don't think those are the names. Anyways, I've had it where take a Z-Pack and go to bed. That's what the doctor told me. And I got it back to back. I got that. And this was years 2013 or yeah, probably 2012, 2013. I was knocked on my butt. Couldn't get enough sleep. Couldn't get enough air. Just totally felt like just so freaking heavy that you couldn't do anything. It was a struggle just to walk out to my truck. I was exhausted, and I would sleep for 24 hours straight, wake up even worse. Okay, went to the doctor, and they said, yeah, you get the full-blown flu, pneumonia. That's what it was, pneumonia. So I've had both flu and pneumonia. I tell you what, if there was the sitting session sickness going around and I got it, that was a cakewalk compared to those two items. So I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, there's nothing to. Let me get off that because that's a whole other. I don't care. Okay, I don't care about that one. I got sick. She got sick, and then they put her on an inhaler because they thought she was developing asthma. Okay, ironically, it's a pulmonary. Both lungs have blood clots in them. That's why she was having trouble breathing. So she was taking the asthma more and more and more. And before we had left Louisiana to go back up to Oklahoma, go back to Louisiana, and head back up to Massachusetts, she was really struggling in and out of. And now that I see what's going on, there were some obvious telltale signs of what was going on, but I only knew her from the day I met her, to her passing away was not even, it ended up being 2 years and 9 months or something like that. That I dated. There was dating and marriage. We dated for 6 months. We got married. So, um, it was very fast. So, do I find myself wanting to look for a wife again? Not really. I'm not too thrilled about it. I did have a little thing. I sold some stuff to somebody, a girl, and she kind of caught my interest a certain way. So I contacted her, and second girl I ever asked out in my whole life. I mean, without any help, she was the first girl I asked out for the first time in my whole life. Okay, 52. That's pathetic. Okay, I didn't ask anybody out in school. I didn't ask anybody out. I met my wife, and I joked that she chased me, and she kind of did, you know. But I wasn't interested, and and she's the only one coming around. Well, why not? So that's not a good way to start a relationship, and I know that now. But you know what? In the long and short of it, God knew that her and I were gonna get together, and He was gonna bless the marriage with two kids, and it was up to us to make it work. He gave us all the tools to make it work. My ex-wife and I decided we were not going to make it work. And there's my little friend again. Can I get him? That is a see nothing, but why can I see him? He's a big see nothing. I can't get him. He's a quick little sucker. I have to get one of those badmintons that are electrified. Yeah, I have to get one of them. That'll be fun with those guys. Um, so I told my brother that our basic, and then our basic reason for being on this planet, because we have to come in through the creative process. We have to be created. Okay, so once we become a human, because we gave our rights to Satan to begin with, we are all born in this way. Whether we like it or not, simple fact of the case. Does everyone want to get in a car accident? No, but some are going to. Okay? Simple facts of the case. You can't change the circumstances. You can improve on them. You can work them a little better, realizing where you're at. You know what I mean? But you can't change it. We can't change the situation we're in. Okay? Because we are not a free creation. We're not gods. We're made in the image of God. But we are not gods. Okay? And that's what we got to realize. Stop walking around like you're a god, like you're the man or you're the girl. Everybody wants me. I'm going to be the hot shot. Nah, you ain't gonna be no hot shot. You're going to burn yourself out. And, if you have the right thinking, you'll go a long way. But if you don't, you're not, you know. But, back to all these guys that, because the guy talked about, he was involved in church with his wife, and he went through a divorce as well. I mean, I was involved in church too. I thought that was the thing to do. That's what everybody said to do. So you go do it. And then you hear with the Catholic Church, they're playing with the little boys and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, what's going on here? This is what God's all about? Well, no, it ain't what God's all about. But the devil wants you to think what God's all about, because you're in a religion. You're not in a relationship with God and His Son Jesus Christ. You can be in a relationship with God through His Son Jesus Christ. No other way. So if you don't accept Jesus and you're talking to God, you ain't talking to God. But they do have the story of the centurion guy. He prayed all day. He did alms. He did all the right stuff. But he did not. Oh, I wish I could remember that verse, but I'll have to come back across it. But he had to verbally, formally say, I am choosing to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, because I'm in need of one. Because I cannot do this on my own. And then he was accepted in. It's as simple as that. There's no parade, there's no balloons. That's on the other side. You get all that, you get the crown of life on the other side. And like I said, as soon as I get my crown of life, and anything I get from God for going through all this, it's going right to Jesus Christ. He's getting it all. I want to be nothing more than a servant to Him, because there ain't no way I got through this life. Ain't no way I did it. I know what I was doing. When I wasn't with him, you know, and it wasn't going very well. Am I saying it's going very well now? I'll say no. But one thing I know different, he's in control. It's his fault. That's all I can say, you know. And I'm not saying it's his fault, like you better cut the crap. I'm not saying it like that. It's his fault, as in I trust him. If he deems that he's going to take my wife home, that's it. She goes home. Done. Okay? And I have proof. I have the picture on my phone. Um, I talked about it in a few videos back, and you know they're long and scatterbrained like all of my videos are. But she loved rainbows. We would stop on the highway when we were traveling. We saw a rainbow. We would stop off on the side of the highway. And we would take pictures of it. You know, and so I was asking the Lord. I said, you know, I don't want to feel. I don't want to be needy. I says, but and I'm not trying to be. I wish I could handle this, but I can't. I said, I need some kind of sign that I know where she is, because I'm not hearing good things from her family and from everybody in my ears. You know, what happened, you know, family members don't understand the walk with the relationship. It's a very, in a sense, it's a very lonely walk, in a sense, but it's a lonely walk because we can't see him. Sometimes we can't feel him. And sometimes he makes it in such a way that he will not let himself be seen or felt. We're on our own. When God turned his back on Jesus when he was on the cross, and Jesus, you know, the 3 hours, I think that it went dark for 3 hours or whatever, that was God had to turn his back on his own son. And Jesus didn't like that. And God didn't like that, but he had to do it. Because otherwise, the devil would have had a few extra fingers that he didn't need in the soup, so to speak, to be able to corrupt even more than he's going to corrupt. Um, you know, and everybody has the argument with the 10,000-year-old um, uh, skeletons they're finding in the dinosaurs and all this stuff, blah blah blah. There was, I believe, a previous race to us, the pre-Adam. It was before us, so the pre-Adamic race, I guess they call it. And I was following a pastor one day, and somebody said, "Well, how come they weren't given the choice of relationship with God through Jesus Christ?" And he's like, "How do you know they weren't? Maybe they all rejected him." We came down to Noah on a boat. The only reason why his wife and 3 kids and their wives were on the boat is because they were under Noah's blessing. Meaning, my family gets favor because I'm saved. No, they'll get special treatment. God will give them special. He'll give them special abilities or special whatever. Like my sister tolerating me here for 5 6 months, might be 7 before I leave here. You know, I'm trying to get out of here, but it's like I had to shift into other vehicles. Blew my motor, all that baloney. You know, on my Ford F-150 2014. So I'm getting this renovated and ready to be on the road. And well, I don't feel like doing nothing. You know, I'm just starting to feel like I want to do something again. It took me 4 months before I even started initially even remotely feeling like doing something again. And it was a kick in the pants. It really was. I mean, my mother dies. 33 days later, my wife dies. I'm like, it's like she was not planned. You know, my mother was expect at some point she's gonna go. She's getting worse as time goes on. But the, my wife, no, no, we were having some marital issues, but I don't think um, they were devastating to the point of divorce again. We were definitely gonna have a big conversation coming, but it was like, well, we weren't talking. We were living together. We weren't talking to each other. You know, it was kind of weird, but all the stuff I had to learn, and it just sad how it all went down, but it is what it is. But we're a creation, so um, you really have to realize where your standing is. If you realize that you don't have a leg to stand on, you're actually getting to a good place, because once you realize that God has to completely run everything, you're in the best place you can be, because God's in control of your life whether you like it or not. Does he want me in this van? I don't know that he doesn't want me in this van. But I feel the need to be in. I need to be mobile. I feel the need to be mobile. I don't know. It's nothing end of the world stuff. Nothing like, oh, economy's crashing. Let them do what they want. I'm just done. I'm done with the bullshit of this world. As far as worrying about it. This road, the Bible talks about this road going to hell in a handbasket, and it's going that way really fast. 2020 doubled the speed. It says it says 7 years um, between when a church apostatizes, when a good church goes bad, is what they're talking about. It takes about 7 years for it to just fall apart. Well, I think time is doubled or sped up twice as fast. So I think it's taken 35 years for a church to go bad. And I saw, me and my wife at the time were at church, and we literally felt, and we both sat at the church. What happened? We